going on, Jerome's? Linebacker Blake Cashman outside. How about that? Has been phenomenal for the Minnesota Vikings. Of course, the storylines are great. Former Eden Prairie superstar, then walk on for the Gophers, became a team captain, and ended up being a fifth-round pick by the Jets from back in the day. Knocked around the league a little bit. Had a phenomenal season starting for the Houston Texans with new coach D'Amico Ryans last year, and then coming on home as part of the coterie of beautiful veteran free agents, and Cashman has been looking really good. Prodigal son and the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon as the man in the middle for this defense. And the Vikings have had a long history of phenomenal off-ball linebackers, whether it's Matt Blair, Scott Studwell, recently Kendricks and Barr, and Cashman with Pace Jr. It's looking really, really damn good. But unfortunately, Cashman's missed the last 3 games with a toe injury. And I know when people be like, oh, it's just a toe, it's just a toe, it's just a toe. It's kind of a big deal, especially if you're a middle linebacker. You have to cut, you have to drive on the ball, and everything comes down to that toe. The speed, quickness, cutting ability, power, like everything, right? And it is a long ass season, so getting Cashman right for the stretch run makes sense, but it's a pretty stark difference. Before the bye, 5 games with him. After the bye, 3 games without him. But hopefully and luckily he seems good to go for Sunday against the Jaguars. When asked about the situation with his toe and if he feels confident about playing on Sunday, Cashman said this to the Media Jackals, quote, "Absolutely. I put a lot of trust in our sports medicine staff, and they've done a great job with me, and we're going to continue with what they have planned for me and make sure I'm available for as many games as possible," because they probably could have strapped him up for the Colts game, but the risk of re-injury is high with that. And do you want him back at 80% with a high risk of re-injury and potentially costing him the entire season, or do you want to get Cashman as close to 100% as possible for the stretch run? Because there is a pretty stark difference between having Cashman out there and not having him out there. So in terms of the splits with him and without him, with and without you, first 5 games, the Vikings defense averaged 15.4 points allowed, just over 200 passing yards and 115 yards on the ground, a total of about 323 yards per game. After losing Cashman the last 3 games, 22.3 points, and as well as a 258 yards averaged allowed over the last 3 games to the Lions, the Rams, and the Colts. Oh my! Now that includes the pretty damn good defensive game against the Colts. So they got starched in their 2 games against the Lions and the Rams. 4 touchdowns allowed in each, and it's not just Cashman playing exceedingly well, which he certainly has. That's the wrong slide. But Cashman, this season, he had 40 tackles, which was leading the team at the time that he left with injury, 6 pressures and a sack, 5 passes broken up, and 81.5 quarterback rating when thrown at, which is good, which is pretty good. Also, his 78.2 PFF run defense grade was 9th among qualifying linebackers when he went out with injury. So beyond black and white stats, just him getting things lined up, wearing the green dot communicator, calling stunts and games up front, plus him being phenomenal in coverage and playing very well with Ivan Pace Jr., it's great. And Pace has been dealing with a couple of injuries himself, but now hopefully both of them will be good to go, and the Vikings defense will have both of them in the middle, because this thing is just a different beast with them there, because it does feel like there's a sense of calm when they're both out there, and Pace is making big-time plays all over the place. Cashman getting things lined up, communicating, and also just being phenomenal in the middle. And it allows the guys on the edge to do great things. And I love me some Van Ginkel, but he's been playing a little bit more off-ball with Cashman out. I want him back on the edge, trying to jump screen passes and get some pick sixes. And you do have Dallas Turner proving himself a little bit more now. Jonathan Gennard, the pressure leader, and the Vikings front 7 is still really, really damn good, but it's so much better with Cashman out there. So hopefully he indeed is good to go. I understand the frustration, especially the Vikings got toasted against the Lions and the Rams on defense, but that toe, hopefully 100%, and hopefully good for the rest of the way as the pride of Eden Prairie gets things done in the middle for the Purple a long time. But your thoughts are thoughts. Cashman, toe, you know what to do. Skull, production value.